Hello, this is John from Codabears. Today I'll be covering RS.exe. RS.exe is a utility that is installed with SQL Server reporting services that allows you to manipulate report files and folders. This demonstration illustrates the use of RS.exe for the purpose of copying reports and data sources between environments and servers. I should note that in the case of Epicor, when you are copying, for example, the custom reports folder, the data source that is connected to those custom reports is outside of that folder. Therefore, that data source will not be copied over, and you will need to adjust your data source on those reports to point back to the correct data source. RS.exe leverages a .rss file which contains Visual Basic .NET scripts. In this example, we use a pre-programmed .rss file for the specific purpose of copying the report files and folders between environments. RS.exe can be run from SQL Server 2008 R2 and later. It must be run on a server with SQL Server installed. It can be run from the source or the target server. It requires the .rss file with VB.NET scripting. Passwords that are stored within a data source will not be migrated and must be re-entered. This can be used to copy an entire structure from one server to another, or just specific folders, files to a new location. The username being used must have permissions to read-write in the report server. Assuming that SQL and SSRS are already installed on the server you are going to run the rs.exe utility from, you need to go to the website shown and download the .rss script file. And then you're going to place that in an easy to access location on the server. For example, in the C drive, create a folder called RSS and place that file within that folder. The script will migrate history settings, schedules, roles and system policies, shared data sources, shared data sets, folders, reports, parameters, subscriptions, images, and report paths. These are just some examples of the command parameters that can be used. In order to use the rs.exe script, you need to run it within the command prompt with administrative privileges. You're going to navigate to the folder containing the .rss file, in this example in C:/RSS, and then you're going to type out the command with the parameters that are appropriate for your scenario. In this example, we're showing a direct copy of an entire report server from one machine to another, including security settings. As you can see, we start out with rs.exe. .i is our input file, which is our .rss file. -e tells you which version of SQL to use, and in this case we're using MGMT 2010, which includes all versions up to this point. -s is your source server. -u is the username for the source server. -p is your password for the source server. The -vts is your target server. -vtu is your target server username. The -vtp is your target server password. And then the -v security is set to true. That means we are copying over the security settings. In this example, we're copying only a folder to a new location on the same server. So you can see our source server, and then we have a -v f equals, and that's a source folder. And then in our target, we're copying to the same server And then we have a -VTF parameter, which is the target folder, the new folder we are copying into. And this is just showing that we can drill down even farther into folders. So we have our -VF equals, we have our source folder, and then we're going into custom reports. And then in the -VTF, we have our target folder, also drilling into custom reports. In this example, you can see I copied from my RSLNL folder into my RSLNL test. And this is the utility running. And you can see it's showing the migration source and the target. And then it wants you to press enter to start the migration. And it'll show you when it succeeds copying folders and files and all the different parts that it copies over. And now within both folders you can see I have the same structure. And that concludes today's session.